This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for February 16th, 2023. It's currently January 7th, 2023, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The overall theme and behavior for the day, we have an important price level that's highlighted on a multi-day scale, not just on a one-day chart. The Ace of Discs often is a significant trade opportunity, and being that it's the theme card, we're talking about on a one-day scale as well there. The 16th here, we have bumping up against resistance, maybe breaking through resistance, bumping up against resistance. I mean, you don't always break through resistance with the Valor card, but you always bump up like along it for a bit. And then it looks like the following day we have the last of the lowest lows. So my sense is that what we're going to see is a significant price level at the high, and a good opportunity there to position oneself for a bit of a drop. Behavior around the highest high on the 16th. There's a notable move into and then back out of. So like a notable move on a one-day chart, sending out into the highest high and then out of the highest high. So when we see that behavior, that'll be one indication that we've reached the highest high price level, or that we've met it already. And then behavior out of the lowest low, there's a fast sudden move to the upside. I'm advised to trade around a key moment before a notable decline, standing out on a multi-day chart possibly here, at least on a one-day chart, but probably a multi-day based on the Ace of Discs and the unicursal. But in any case, what we'll see is I'm advised to trade around a decline that increases with momentum moving forward in time. In the pre-market, we probably opened higher in the pre-market and then rotated sideways, maybe with a drop in there that would stand out in the midst of that rotation. And then we have there's like a notable drop there, possibly in the pre-market and around the open, or one or the other. But what we'll see is a crest around the open that we sell off from. Like, there'll be a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support, and that's on the scale of a one-day chart. That's after meeting that critical price level there, as well as indicated by the correlation to the theme card and the high and theme card correlations down here. So what we should see is some volatility after that decline through key support. In the following hour, like roughly between 10 and 11, we should see a period of volatility that ends with a fast sudden move higher, bringing us back to that level, that price level again, that key technical price level. And then we should decline again roughly between 11 and 12. In the midst of with that decline will end with a fast sudden move higher. I'm advised to open up a trade there. I'm advised to open up you could do a scalp possibly here. So after one failed attempt to break through that key resistance, followed by another point where we like do volatility, and then we move fast to meet that same price level again, and then there's a decline. In the midst of that decline, around let's say 11:30ish is when I'm being advised to open up a long position, which I could then close after out of that decline. There's a fast sudden move higher. Looks like it starts probably right around 12, maybe a little bit before, a little bit after, probably a little bit before. In any case, it's a notable move to the upside, fast, sudden, and notable. It'll take us through key resistance on a one-day scale. We'll stay above it briefly, and then we'll break back down through the same price level shortly thereafter, and it'll be like a new local high there, or a new local crest. So we'll have made a new low before we make like a new high here midday. And in the midst of making that new high, when we poke up the resistance, we stay above it briefly and then we break back down. That's where I would close out of the scalp, that long position scalp that I would have opened between at roughly 11:30 in the midst of that decline. close it there, and likely open up a short position at the same time. I would hold that short position. Looks like we're bound by the like after we poke through that, back down through that price level midday, we're bound by the bottom of a range, I believe. Let me see here. Looks like we're range bound, like within probably the top of a range there that we make when we make that crest, and then we see the bottom of the range afterwards between like roughly 1 and 2. We revisit a support level there that was recently in past opportunity, and then there's another notable move out of that low, moving higher again to reach for that same price level again, near the high. We successfully turned that price level into new support. It looks like we may even push the upper end of the range a little more, just towards the end of the day. But then there's multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance at that price level that we momentarily had as support somewhere in the last 2 hours there. Multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, followed by a reversal at around the close or in the post market, which would bring us to, and there you go, there's that double X, which I see a lot of the time in correlation to, or in close proximity to, a lowest low, which we have for the following day on both indications on both the 1 day and on the 1 month, both giving indications. And look, there's that double X there for the following days again as well. So my sense is that we don't open at a low, but we see it the following day. So being positioned for that short position, you could do it here and just close out, or just close out of the long position scalp, and then wait till the end of the day in the midst of pushing the upper end of a range higher in these failed attempts to break through key resistance. You can open up a short position there too, and that would your guts probably wouldn't get wrenched as much if you waited till the end of the day, because this period here we should see a notable move higher off of the low. The following day is a nullified Queen of Wands. It's difficult to determine the opening position of a nullified predictive card, so there may be like the lowest low may be at the open. If it's not at the open, then I would probably wait for this low correlator here at the end of the day. These are likely to be crests, not actual highs. The high for the day is likely to be here at the beginning of the day. Anyhow, we'll get into that in the next one. Guys, don't forget, follow that rule of karma. Super important. If you plan to profit from this information, when you make money, it's an agreement. I'm putting out a ton of free content. It takes up all my time. This doesn't need to be free. People pay for this stuff. Like, it doesn't need to be free. It's worth millions, if not billions of dollars to the right individual. I'm giving it away for free, with the expectation that people will send back 5% of the profits. If I was a stockbroker, I'd be getting 3.5% in of the total investment, 3.5% out of the total investment. 5% of the profits is like, it's 5% of profits you wouldn't have had if you didn't have the information we gave away for free. So please, in order to profit, make sure that you continue to do that. Abundance mind is about being grateful and giving, knowing that you're receiving more, right? Scarcity mind is about putting it off till later, till you have more. You should always be grateful for what you have and expect more. So act accordingly. And with that said, guys, these are the 2 easiest ways: PayPal, Cash App. Thank you so much for, I'm seeing more and more people sending bigger and bigger amounts. It's really, really crazy. I mean, I just feel really, really makes my day. I keep doubling these words. It makes my day, it makes my week, it makes my entire life mean something, that this information is actually going out there and being used by good people who are good enough to then follow through and bring that money, a 5% piece of that money back to the channel so we can continue to do what we do. It's a beautiful, beautiful multiverse with people like you in it. And I look forward to seeing more and more of you. I'll see you guys on the next one.